this lesson, I'm going to go over the concept of significant figures, which you were introduced to in the worksheet that you were working on before. Really quickly, I'm going to go over the rules and how to count significant figures. And the way that I teach it is using a trick of the United States. Now, looking at the United States, the ocean that's on the left-hand side would be the Pacific Ocean, and the ocean on the right-hand side would be the Atlantic Ocean. And so what I say is that if the decimal place is present, then you are going to be counting from left to right. If the decimal place is absent, then you're going to be counting from right to left. Now, one other rule that you need to keep in mind, you cannot start counting on a 0, but once you start counting, you may count zeros. So let's look at a couple of examples to make sure we understand this. If you look at 609, 609 does not have a decimal place. Therefore, the decimal is absent. So I'm going to start counting on the first number that's to the far right, which is your 9. I can start counting on a 9, so 9 is 1. I can count that 0 as a significant figure because I've already started counting at this point, so that would be 2. And then the 6 would be the third significant figure, so there are a total of 3 sig figs. For the next example, 0.02, because there is a decimal place, I'm going to be counting from left to right. So I look at that first 0, and I know that I cannot start counting on a 0, so I'm not going to count that 0. I'm not going to count the 0 in the 10th place, but I can count that 2, and so I have 1 significant figure. So what I want you now to do is to refer back to the significant digits and measurements activity that you completed in the last class and determine what the relationship is between how precise measurements are and the number of significant figures they have. So pause this video right now and come to a conclusion. So what you should have realized is that the more precise a measurement is, the more number of significant figures it has. So in this class, we'll be working with measured numbers, but we'll also be working with exact numbers. Now, exact numbers are obtained by counting or using the definition that compares the two different units. And when we're dealing with exact numbers, we do not count significant figures, only when we're using measured numbers. So as practice, decide whether each of the following is a measured or an exact number. So here, 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. Since that is comparing two different units, that is going to be exact. In this case, if I give you just 3.4 grams, that would be measured because you're not counting and you're not comparing two different units.